have the honor of interviewing Body Bag Ben, a California producer and MC. Body Bag Ben's discography has been growing every single year. He's been dropping classic material. He most notably is the producer for the final Chino XL album. We're going to bring him in and talk to him about his career as an MC and a producer, the new Chino XL album, and what he has coming up next. Let's bring him in. Peace.
Yo. Appreciate you, man.
Hey,
appreciate you for having me on, brother.
Thank you, bro. It's such an honor to have you on. What a special moment in your career. A career that you've been building for years. You've had a run of like album after album with you behind the boards, on the mic, just piecing it together. Really, as a producer and as an artist, curating some of the best lyricists in hip hop with which you want to work. And we come to this moment in time where your career is like just going up. And then you got this album that you've been working on for years with Chino XL. And this moment happens in hip hop history, and you're kind of pulled into it when you're just a dope producer and MC trying to create the best art you can. We're going to talk about everything, but can we talk about this moment right now that we find ourselves at with the release of an album you produced, the new Chino XL album?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for taking the time to have me on here. It's much appreciated. I know there's 1,000 other motherfuckers out there you could you could get on here, man. So I appreciate you taking the time to let me use your platform. And secondly, rest in peace to my brother, man. That guy, for me, it was beyond music with him. That was my friend in real life. On top of just being a really loving, caring dude, he was, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, man, he's one of the greatest lyricists of all time, man. Just incredible human being. So it was an absolute honor, and still is an absolute honor, to be able to have my name attached to his legacy in some capacity. You know what I mean? And I think, with the way everything went down after, and just it's really it's unfortunate, really, really unfortunate, man. And it I don't know, it makes me sad sometimes when I think about it. It makes me mad. It makes me feel all kinds of shit, you know what I'm saying? And I just, we took our time to make sure that the album came out exactly how she wanted it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we had all different kinds of versions of the album. You know what I mean? We had versions that were longer. We had versions that were shorter. I didn't put any pressure on him because I knew what it was from the very beginning. He sent me the first song and I was like, oh, whoa, okay, this is not I'm just going to rap my ass off and let everybody know I'm still that guy. No, this was like, I'm going to finally let people in to who I really am as a person. You know what I mean? Let them see not just Chino, but, Derek. And I don't know, man. We would have these long conversations, just like for hours, bro, like 4 or 5 hours on the phone.
Wow.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Salute my man Watson. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I just felt like this thing from the very beginning, that I knew was going to be special. And, if anyone who's got the chance to listen to it so far, man, it's hard to listen to. The first couple songs are a little, you kind of get the sense, oh man, okay, he was going through it, and it just is really, I don't know, I'm still not okay, and I know there's a lot of people that feel the same way. But just to be able to be a part of it, man, for me is like I'll never be able to top that moment. And I've done a lot of cool shit, you know, I got a lot of good shit coming up, you know what I mean? And but that for me is like the mountaintop, you know what I'm saying? And just unfortunate, man, and very sad that he's not around to be able to experience that, because I know he worked extremely hard on it, and he was very proud of it, man, very proud. You know, there's a lot of conversations we had about, I don't know if people are, what they're going to think about it, how they're going to perceive it. And I told him, I was like, you know what, Chi, I go, people are going to, this thing has healing powers, bro. Like there's people out there that need to hear this shit. Like there's people out there going through the same thing you're going through, you know what I'm saying? Like that need to hear this. And he'd be like, yeah, no, you're right. You know, because there's a couple songs on there, man, that are pretty they're pretty tough to listen to. But yeah, man, it was definitely one of the proudest moments of my life. So well, career at least. My life's my kids, you know, for sure. But
for sure.
And he knew that though too, man. He was good like that. You know, he'd check in on you, and you know, outside of music, just make sure you were good. And yeah, so it was good, man. Definitely good. Rest in peace to my brother.
Yeah, rest in peace to Chino XL. What a special moment in hip hop, and it's thank you for sharing all of that. The title of the album, dope. It's such a dope title, Darkness and Other Colors.
That's the kind of guy he was, man. Yeah, he came up with the whole concept, bro. Like all the way down from the name of the album to the art. We had a lot of different art pieces, but he was very, very adamant about, you know, he had this whole vision, bro. And I hate to say that, I hate to even think that he was thinking about doing, you know, hurting himself throughout the whole time. And like, this was like his way of getting that out, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to believe that there's any truth to that, but a part of me feels like the last year, it's, I don't know, man. Just like, it just feels like that's, I don't know. It just kind of feels like that's what he was doing. Just kind of getting his ducks in a row, so to speak. And I don't know. It's just sad, bro.
It's such a hard topic to talk about, because there's so much I don't want to talk about, because I love Chino XL and I respect you as a producer and I love hip hop.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know, there's so much that I don't want to touch, but there are things that I think are like really important, you know, like,
yeah, I agree.
Know, like how long did y'all work on it?
So I've known Chino for probably 16 years. Yeah, we're friends, and we used to do, so I used to like only rap back in the day. Like that was like my only.
Yeah, because you're so dope on the mic. Like because I'm going through your discography and like your albums, where it's you on the mic, or you know, the J.R. Swift joints, and I'm like, think a spit. I'm like, you got, you know, but then you work with some of the best of the best. It's really dope what you got going on.
I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, man. So when I was younger, a little more ambitious, and I think you know, I really was like trying to make the rapping shit happen, and you know, Chino's always been my number one. Like that guy for me changed the way I looked at and perceived MCs and what they were capable of doing. I was just like blown away when I first heard Here to Save You All, when I was, you know, shit, I was still young, bro. I was like, what was that, 90 something, 95, 94, something early like that. So I was still like,
and I know what you mean. It had it was different.
It was like
cover with the pin. I mean, everything
just blew me away, because, you know, being out here in 95, right? Thanks for that. Being out here in the West Coast, man, I've been out here my whole life, right? Born and raised. And, you know, there was some options, right? There was a couple things, you know, we had like the Alcoholics, we had like AC Alone, shit like that, Cypress Hill, you know, but even Cypress at the time was like kind of mainstream,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like outside of the couple of the joints that, yeah, and then, yeah, of course, yeah, 805, Cats from My Hood, you know, like Oh No, Mad Lib, Loop Pack, you know what I mean? Like there was stuff available, Defari, you know, Evidence, Dilated, you know, shit like that. You know, it was dope. I'm not saying that we didn't have no hip hop, but you know what I'm saying? Like the shit that was really, yeah, Alcoholics, exactly, Casual, so on and so forth. So there was stuff. I'm not saying that there wasn't anything, but when Chino, when I first heard him, I was just like, yo, hold on a second, time out. This dude from New Jersey is, this motherfucker's from outer space. You know what I mean? That this guy's not even human,
Yeah.
bro. And just following his career, listening to the shit on that he would do like on the Wake Up Show, and just like all these just like freestyles, and just following his career, bro. And I mean, the guy's a perfectionist. You know what I mean? So the guy, he's been rhyming for 30 plus years, right? And he only got what, 5 full studio albums, maybe. Yeah. So you go, how could you only have 5 albums in a 30-year career, man? Because this dude was really like that, bro. Like he would, if he didn't like the way he was pronouncing a S, nope, got to go back, got to redo the whole verse. You know what I mean? And part of it was frustrating because you're like, come on, man, let's just fucking finish this fucking thing. But yeah. But the part for me that really respected what he was doing was, I get that, man. I totally understand. Like, there's only one time to make your first impression with people, right? Yeah. And even though people know who he is, like, there's still a huge part of the world that never heard of Chino. You know, some of the younger cats that are getting into hip hop, that they got into hip hop because of, you know, Griselda, right? Like Conway, and you know, and shout out to those guys. Like Chino loved Conway. He was one of his new favorite rappers and shit. Like, shout out to those guys. But this dude was a trailblazer, man. Like, this guy paved the way for a lot of fools to come in and just keep it lyrical, you know what I mean? And not try to chase the fucking money and all that jiggy shit, you know, where everybody was just trying to make it about, you know, money and flashy shit. And it just, the shit was whack, bro. It was watered down. And a lot of those guys went that route. You know what I mean? Sure. And shout out my man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hip hop became about talking about money.
Yeah.
It's like, when did we start talking about champagne? It's like, what is that?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, bro. Don't get me wrong, man. Like, I like to have fun. I think there's a time and place for all that type of music, right? Like, if I'm in the club and I'm trying to dance, I'm not trying to listen to no, like, super lyrical shit. You know what I mean? You just want to listen to a beat and whatever, you know. But I guess the overall consensus is, I think when the lines started getting blurred in these radio stations and these gatekeepers, these DJs, these people who just started calling everything hip hop, right? All of a sudden, everything's hip hop. That's when it got fucked. That's when it got like, no, not everything's hip hop, bro. Like, you live out here on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, I'm downtown LA, right?
Yeah, right. So you listen to like Power 106 and all. So their slogan is what? Where hip hop lives, right? When's the last time these fools played any hip hop record, bro?
Never.
Like 30 years ago. I mean, so it's just like, I think with all that, I say that to say this, like, this guy really set the tone for what it means to be a true lyricist, pushing the boundaries, pushing your ability to like just follow the herd, you know what I mean? Because everyone, even now, I hate to say it, man, I'm a fan of a lot of people that are out now. The underground's real dope. There's a lot of really dope. There's a lot of really good, talented motherfuckers out there. But it seems like everyone's trying to like kind of copy and paste and kind of do the same shit. And I don't know, man. It kind of just doesn't feel. You don't feel the same way about music now. At least I don't. When I hear something that's, even if it's good, I don't get that same feeling where I'm like, shit, I got to rewind this back 3 or 4 times before I even listen to it all the way through. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's tough because the era we grew up in, man, like there was just so many super talented people, man, that were just unique,
Yeah.
that were
They were
just,
innovating constantly.
yeah, just pushing it. And it's just, I don't know, man. You know, the stuff that's out there is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to sound like a hater. I'm a fan of a lot of people. But it's just for him, he set the bar so high, so early. It's like, I just feel like a lot of people haven't even, they're still not there yet. You know what I mean? And I don't know if there's people that ever will be there, because he's just like a one of one type dude. And you know, there's very few people that I've heard recently that make me feel that way. You know what I mean? And I know I saw someone right here say something about Vega.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
when I first heard Vega, instantly I showed Chino. I was like, bro, this guy is from your cloth, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I felt the same way when I heard Vega the first time. I was like, man, this guy gives me that same feeling I felt when I heard Chino 30 years ago. You know what I mean? And I was able to put Chino onto Vega, and you know, Vega's reached out to me a couple times and just thanked me and said, thank you, bro. Chino's he's a good guy. He reaches out to me and just checks in, and that never would have happened if you never would have put me on his radar type
That's
shit.
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? So I try to show love, bro. And I know this little boys club shit that we a lot of motherfuckers don't like to show love, man. But you know, the real ones know what's up, man. You know, the real ones know what it is. And I feel like we lost somebody that was just the embodiment of hip hop, bro.
Yeah.
Like from his talent to the way he carried himself to the way that he showed love, the way he spread love, and just there's never going to be another person like him, man.
So beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about how you met him like 16 years ago. At what point would you say that you guys officially started kind of working on this album?
Right.
How long is
right.
Darkness and Other Colors? How long is that kind of project in the making, the album itself?
So I'd say we got together and started doing it. I think we recorded the first song in 2019.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's pre-pandemic too, right? Because it's like the world kind of changed also.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's really interesting that you're catching Chino pre-pandemic, and then now, you know, it's ending up being I always botch this word, but posthumous album, right? So that's a really interesting window of time for one of the great artists of hip hop.
No, and Chino's real reclusive, bro. Like, he don't really go outside like that. He kept to himself, man. He did his thing. He popped up when he needed to pop up. You know, did the shows, you know, when they booked him and whatnot. But he wasn't really, you wouldn't catch him at no album release parties. You wouldn't catch him at no just hanging out. You know, that wasn't his thing, man. Like, he's just wasn't like that, you know what I mean? And I'm not really like that. You know, people know they don't invite me to shit no more because they know I don't go to anything.
Busy making bangers.
Yeah,
I'm bam.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I like making music because I feel like if I'm not being creative, if I'm not able to get the shit that's just stuck in here out, that it's gonna turn into like fucking cancer or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta get it out, man. And so I felt like he was kind of the same way. You know what I mean? We don't put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be creative, but we take our time. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people that put out 12, 13 projects a year.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? I want to put out 2, 3, you know, good year. I think a couple of years ago I did like 6. That was probably like my most productive year, but So when we first started doing it in 19, I just told him, I was like, bro, there's no deadline. Just, take your time, whatever. I go, but just know this, like, as much as as um as much as people are going to be like finding out about me in your world, people are going to be finding about you and mine, because it's a whole different game now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it's, I don't want to say this shit's microwavable, but there's so much fucking music out there.
Yeah.
And if your last album was a mainstream album that you put out in 1999, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of fools that listen to this shit now, this type of music now, probably weren't even born. And if they were, they were like 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was kind of like a coming out party for both of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we just really leaned on each other. And I would send him a bunch of beats, and he would go, yo, yeah, all these are really dope. And then about a month or two would go by, and then he'd like send me some references of the ones that he really liked. So it just kind of went on like that for a couple of years, bro. And then he just, I don't know, man. Like I said, he's just like a perfectionist type dude. So he, shit, there'd be like 9 months that would go by. I wouldn't get no music, and we wouldn't even really talk about it. We would just
like something would arrive.
Yeah, and the next thing you know, there's like 10 songs. I'm like, oh shit, all right. So he's he was just like that, bro. And again, I'd be like, all right, so this is the album. We're done. He goes, I'm just gonna go back and change a couple things. And then 4 months would go by, and then he would have a whole complete brand new, like, verses, just everything. I'm like, oh shit, so you redid the whole album? He's like, oh yeah, no, I was in there, so I just did it. I'm like, fucking shit. So he recorded the album easily, I'd say at least 4 or 5 times, easily. Yeah, that's kind of how he was, bro.
This album was done, like, back when there were A&Rs and, people really worked on albums. There'd be dozens of songs. I heard for a Midnight Marauder, a Tribe Called Quest, there was 120 songs that didn't make that album. But they made a classic. Chino XL worked on this album in a way where stuff was created that was probably doper than most of the stuff that came out in 2024. But he was removing stuff constantly till he made this kind of like his final masterpiece.
He had a way of doing his own thing, bro. And I wasn't going to tell him otherwise. I mean, I just said, whatever you need from me, man, I'm here. Just let me know. And that's just how I always left every conversation. It was never like, yo, what the fuck? There was never no animosity. There was never no, like, bro, like, what are you waiting for? It was just, like I said, bro, it was like me working with someone who I admired, someone who I appreciated. And I didn't want to put no pressure on him, because I know that the way he created was very, like, just based off of how he was feeling, how his emotions were, and if I was the one putting him in a bad mood or putting him in a bad state of mind, like, I didn't want to hinder the creative process. You know what I'm saying? So I kept myself busy doing other things, and from 19 to now, I mean, I don't know, I put out quite a bit. I don't even know how many. At least 12, 13, I don't know, something like that.
Wow.
So, but yeah, man, again, I'm just completely honored, man, to be able to have my name attached to this man's legacy, because he meant a lot to me. He got me, he helped craft the way I viewed real hip hop music, bro. Like, not even just the lyricism, man, just like the way you kind of digest the music and listen to, literally just listen to it. Like, it's easy to hear something, right? But if you're not really listening to what that person's saying or what they're trying to convey, it's just, I don't know, what's the point, man? Like, you're just, I don't know, you're there for something else. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into putting their bars together, to put the sequence together, And if you're not catching what they're saying, it's almost like asking the chef for some salt and pepper and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? You ain't gonna go to no Michelin star restaurant and ask for a steak sauce, bro. Like,
Yeah, you're not putting ketchup on your
nah,
steak.
you eat that shit the way it comes out of the fucking kitchen. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And, so I think I always approached everything I did with that same mentality. Like, I held myself accountable, and I set the bar really high for things that I did. And if, you could hear the progression. Like, if you go back to like 18 or even 19 and you hear where I was to where I'm at now, even lyrically, I tell people all the time, I don't even rap. I'm not a rapper. And everybody always laughs. They look at me the same way you're looking at me right
I
now.
like it. Dope. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I go, I don't rap. And they go, what the fuck you mean you don't rap? I go, I'm not a rapper, man. I splash and I just have fun with it. I don't break my head trying to write rhymes. You know what I mean? I don't, my goal is not to be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I need to pop up and do what I got to do, and appreciate you, bro, and do what I got to do, then yeah, you know what I mean? Like, in the spirit of competition, I want to have the best verse on the song. You know what I mean? And I approach every feature I've ever done that way, and it's just a friendly thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's hip hop, bro. It's like when Rocky and Apollo sparred.
Yeah.
You know, they're smiling, but they're trying to knock each other's heads off. You know what I mean? And that's just the way I approach everything I do. Rather it's making beats, writing rhymes, whatever. I just want it to be, people hear the shit and go, hold on, wait, what? Run that back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I learned that shit from Chino, bro. Straight up.
That's so
Chino, Crooked Eye, you know what I mean? Like, those two guys, in my mind, in my opinion, are some of the best MCs to ever touch the mic, man. And it's I've been very fortunate to work with both of those guys. And yeah, so I think what I do now, and the way I hold myself accountable for the product that I present, sure, the output is not as much, is not as high as I would like for it to be. You know, sure, I'd like to be able to put out 9-10 albums a year. That'd be cool. That'd be great. But I don't.
right. You got to keep the quality control part.
I can't do it. To do what I really want to do and to make it have the same feel, because, I feel like I got like a signature sound now, and it took me a long time to get that.
Yeah.
And in order for me to do that and keep that going, it takes time to really put that all together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't happen overnight, bro.
You've got to feel that it's dope. Like, it's got to do
time.
something to you. It's what you want to listen to. That's what you're creating.
That's it right there, man. So if it don't pass my inspection, that shit don't ever hit the streets, man. That shit stays right here, trapped in this little digital world right here, and just collects dust. And I got hundreds of songs that have never made it.
I'm sure people want your hard drive, especially, with everything going on with the Chino stuff. But you've worked with so many people outside of Chino, right?
Hundreds of songs that have never made it. Thousands of beats that have never made it.
Wow. To kind of maybe like put a bow and ribbon on the part of the Chino XL album, Darkness and Other Colors. It's the final album that, while he was still alive, that he finalized, that you produced. So that people know where to get it, and kind of just like the status, as much as any of us could share, I guess.
Yeah. So what I know right now at this current moment is, when I brokered it over to M80, and he was trying his hardest to make it all happen with the estate, and everyone saw what a fucking disaster that was. Don't even need to go into that. Everybody saw it firsthand. It's still available on vinyl and CD at the homie said it right there, 1332. So you can hit it there. I believe, to my knowledge, and this is day to day, because again, there's still a little squabbling going back on both sides. I'm out of it, thank God. I fucking extricated myself from that shit. I believe that it's going to be available on digital, so everyone could hear it. Hopefully before the end of the year, but I could be wrong. I honestly don't know, man.
Yeah,
I really don't know, and it sucks because people need to hear it, man. It's a really fucking good album, bro. And it's not all that hard to hear. You know, there's a couple songs where he's really opening up. You know, he's talking about suicide, and there's another one where he's talking about his childhood trauma. You know what I mean? And it really, that song right there resonates with me a lot because it's like, dude, there's so many people that have unfortunately had to go through that shit. You know, family members hurting them and being abused mentally, physically, all that, bro. Like it's disgusting that people are capable of doing that to their own family members. But I told him, I was like, bro, when I listen to that song, dude, it gives me fucking chills every time, and I've heard it 100 times. And I was like, bro, this is like a Grammy award winning, like this shit is powerful, man. Yeah. And that, I think that was the one that he was probably the most like shook about. You know, because he's a big old strong guy. This motherfucker walks around like
superhero.
Dude's a massive, yeah. You know what I mean? It's just like finding out Superman was, you know, fucked him, molested by his uncle. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, hold on. How could you be Superman if that happened? That's why he turned into Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just this torn down guy who had to create this larger than life alter ego to defeat that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he did it, and he accomplished it. He did what a lot of people couldn't. He picked himself up from that, and he excelled. You know, he turned into one of the greatest lyricists of all time, and he carried that for fucking years and years, bro. And sometimes the weight of that just is it's heavy, bro, heavy. You know, imagine carrying that on your back for 50 years of your life. You know what I mean? It's a very hard ask. And he did it gracefully. You know, some people might perceive suicide as weak or a sign of weakness, but you know, it's hard, bro, when people are going through shit and you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, man, there's a lot of shit going on out there in the world, man, that it's uncertain. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of things that
we don't even know what this is.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Philosophically speaking, we don't even know what this all is, right?
We're just trying to make sense of it every day. And it could be one thing that just knocks you off, and then all of a sudden you're just like in this delirious kind of diluted reality, man. And I think some of that shit could just catch up. I mean, everyone goes through it, bro. I mean, you know, I'm not saying my life is perfect neither, man. I mean, got a loving wife, beautiful family, a good job, and then even sometimes I get a little triggered, you know what I'm saying? And I got to step back and ask myself, all right, what's shaking? What's triggering me? What's getting me there? You know what I'm saying? So I can only imagine having all that extra baggage, bro, with the childhood trauma and just, you know, everything else, bro. So it's sad, man. It's sad, but you know what, dude? I love my brother, man, and I hope he's finding peace and he's able to rest up now, because he's a soldier, bro. That dude fought his whole life, man, and now he deserves his time to just rest. That's all I'll say about that.
Thank you so much for everything you shared and for this album that you and Chino are giving the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look forward to enjoying it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. We'll offline it and just hit me up after this, bro, and I'll send it to you. If you haven't heard it, I'll send it to you.
Thank you so much.
I'll send it to you in the order that he wants people to listen to it. You know what I mean? So if anybody on here goes, oh, hey, you can't do that, fuck you, sue me. Get in line.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I want to make sure, and you know, we got this new album dropping. It's such a special moment in your career and in the life of Chino XL and in hip hop. But you have such a dope catalog. I mean, the album you did earlier this year with XP the Marksman, everything you've been got going on, Jay Cyanide, Jay Roberts, right? It's like so much dopeness. Talk to us a little bit about maybe, you know, your most recent work, how you reach out, because you're working with very, it seems, curated for people who love hip hop, that have been in hip hop for years, that know a lot about hip hop. You're not going after necessarily, you're going after skill, right? You're going after like the best of the best. You're using this and this, right? Not this, you know, not your eyes, right? You're like really curating voices and pens. Talk to us, you know, talk to us about this catalog you're building.
So my whole thing, bro, is you know, it's one thing to have talent and it's one thing to have skill, whatever. But if you're just a shit person, if you're just a fucking dickhead, I don't like to work with people like that. You know what I mean? And I don't like people who are just like, I don't know, man, like just have this like thing that they like, someone owes them something because they could rap. That's really why I got back into rapping, rhyming, to be honest with you, because I was just like, you know what, man, I'm tired of these fucking bum ass fucking rappers with their shitty egos, their unrealistic, like, bro, I'm not gonna pay you $5,000 for a 16-bar verse. Get fucked. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I'll do a self-produced album with me rhyming on it and rap better than you on my worst day, you know? And it's just like, that's kind of what triggered me to get back into it, bro. So really what I really try to start doing, man, is just not chasing anybody, not chasing the hype, not getting involved in things that I don't want to get involved with. You know, I don't have to work with everybody, and not everybody has to work with me. There's a plethora of producers. There's a lot of people out there that could get by just doing the basics. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want someone to just make you that simple, you know, if you want to get with someone who just bought the fucking Beat Butcher fucking sample pack and put some little loop drums on there, go for it, man. There's plenty of motherfuckers out there that could do that for you, man.
Yeah.
But if you want to put something together that feels good, that is going to resonate with people, that is going to speak volumes, then get with someone like me. You know what I mean? Get with someone like J.R. Swift. Get with you know, there's V Don. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of fools out there that I really like that put together a solid product, man. Spanish Ran, another dude I really like. You know, there's a lot of fools out there. There's another dude that I talk to sometimes, man. I try to give him some advice and shit. Travis, what does he call himself? 88 Blessed
88
Beats
Blessed,
or something. Yeah, you know, he's cool, man. Future Wave too. No, I really don't know, dude, but his shit's dope too. You know what I mean? It's just, there's a lot of really dope producers out there. My man Choop up there with the cloth guys, you know, he's dope.
Yes.
So on and so on. You know, my man Mark Ford, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that are super dope. You know what I mean? Wavy, I really don't know him too well. Like, he followed me, then unfollowed me. I don't know what that was all about, man. So, but anyway, and that's another thing that makes me laugh about this shit. Like, not everybody's competition. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all these producers and all these MCs and all these people are bloggers, even, like, everyone in this little circle, dog, is like trying to pit themselves against each other. And I get it. The spirit of hip hop is competitive, but like, if that spirit of competitiveness leaks over and bleeds over into your everyday life, and you're walking around with this chip on your shoulder, like, no one could fuck with you, like, I'm not here to work with anybody, get out of my way type shit, like, that shit's played out, bro. Like, you need allies. You need people to build with. You need people to help you get from A to B sometimes. You know what I mean? You can't just be an island, bro, and you can't just expect just you. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, look at Nas, right? Like, Nas had a solo career his whole life. But you think it was just Nas who put the albums together, who produced it, who curated it, this motherfucker had a team of people. So you need a team, bro. You need people that you can rock with, excuse me, you need people who you could trust, and you need people who are just as good as you, if not better than you, to help push you,
leveling you up,
level you up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like weight training, man. You don't want to weight train with someone who's weaker than you.
Yeah.
You want to go in there and train with someone who's stronger than you, so you can start putting more weight on and start getting it going. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's crazy, man. Like, people get in this state of mind where they think it's me against the world type shit. And you know, hip hop's one of the only styles of music too where they make fun or they belittle people who are getting older and like the vets and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not the only one to speak on this. This is like a hot topic. You know what I mean? Like, you know, look at like the rock and roll group or the country music people or any. I mean, they big up their legends, bro, and they big up those guys who came before us. And I feel like some of the legends, quote unquote, in our shit, still got that childish way of thinking, that state of mind where it's like, I'm in the streets, I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, bro, you're 57 years old. What the fuck you still doing in the streets?
You should be in the streets.
You're not in the streets. You should be in bed. You know what I mean? At 8:30 at night. What the fuck you talking about? You're in the streets.
Right.
So it's just, I don't know, man. It's weird. My man Lord Sear knows what I'm talking about. What's up, G? So it's just, I don't know, bro. It's weird. So you got all this kind of like stuff that you got to kind of navigate through. Stay polished with the skill. Stay positive with the state of mind, and be humble enough to reach out and build with people. And that's what I'm all about right now, dog. So the one with XP, that's my bro. You know what I mean? He just lives.
Yeah, you guys work really good together,
That's
man. I'm so excited. I was so excited when I saw the build up and then it dropped. It's so dope. He has such a good pen.
He has a dope style. His voice is smooth. He had a really good style. So it took me a little time to craft. So if you listen to the beats I made for him, versus see the record I put out before that was the one I did with Vega, completely different, but the same. You know what I mean? Like, I try to tailor it to the MC, and let it rock like that. So, you know, I got a lot of other dope ones coming up, and shout out my man Jay Roberts. He's up in here, and so with him, that one was a little bit different. You know what I mean? He reached out, he copped beats, and we didn't really get to like build it like that. But he's a good dude, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't really follow his shit, like, you know,
and it comes out like y'all are fire. Like, it's like,
dope. You know what I mean? Like, people might, you know, be like, who's this little Lucky Charms dude on the mic? You know what I mean? This little Conor McGregor on the mic.
Yeah,
but he's dope.
Yeah, his vocal tone with the the Irish accent sounds.
I love it. I love it.
It sounds dope.
It's fire. So and again, outside of that, I just respect the guy as a man. You know what I mean? Like, he's always presented himself as just a stand-up dude, and that's why I did the business with him. It wasn't about the skill, it wasn't about the craft. It was just about how he carried himself, how he presented himself, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's a lot of other people that don't carry themselves with grace, bro. Like, they think it's not cool or not manly or whatever.
They're too cool. They're just too cool. They're too cool for you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It shit's played out, bro. I'm 40 years old. I don't give a fuck if you think you're cool, bro. Like, I don't care if you're wearing
the coolest.
Yeah, if you're wearing,
if you're
fucking
wearing $1 million,
bro, it's not. It don't mean shit to me, man. I really don't care about that, man. Like, you know, I'm here to make the illest music I could possibly make with the best people I could make it with. That even if you don't think they're the best, I'm talking about the best people, not the best lyricists or the best whatever. The best people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to build with people that I respect as just fucking human beings first, man. Because if I can't respect you, I can't work with you. I can't trust you. We can't build anything that's gonna sound and feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be, it has to be organic all the way through, dog. Because I'm I'm just like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I can't fake it with people. I don't have that kind of energy no more where I could just put on the fake smile and just be like, well, he paid me. Fuck it. I'll do it. Nah. I don't even do that in my real life, you know? And if I'm at a job that I don't like, bro, I won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people put themselves in financial situations where they're like, man, I hate my job. Then why do you show up and do it? You know what I mean? Like, go do something else that's going to make you happy, bro. Like, it's life's too short to like put yourself in a prison that you're going to carry with you everywhere you go. You know, you gotta be happy, dog. Like, and that's really just the bottom line is if you're not happy doing what you do, then it's not worth it. Whether it's music, work, whatever, bro. Like, there's a lot of people who struggle with addiction, whether it's alcohol or you know, whatever else. Like, that shit don't really make you happy. You're just like satisfying that urge because you think you have to, man. And it's weird, bro. So just to kind of summarize the way I curate projects, that is the 10,000 foot view that I apply to everything that I do with music, with my life, with how I raise my family, and the people that I bring into my life. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't check those boxes for me, bro, we ain't doing it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of dope people that I started to do something with, and it was just like, it started going sideways halfway through, and I just was like, no, we're good. We'll just pretend like that never happened.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
There's so much wisdom in that, and it reflects in your catalog because the people that have, you know, it's funny. It's like you can almost feel like an energy just when you think back and you look at like XP, Vega, J Cyanide. Like it's like there's like an energy there of, you know, I don't know what it is, like the ultimate artistry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like dope. It just seems dope. You know, the artists that aren't necessarily known by everybody, even though within this hip hop thing they are heavyweights.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a very interesting of really incredibly dope artists that you've worked with, along with what, you know, you've done with your own pen and working with people like J.R. Swift. Now we've got the Chino XL project, which is, I'm sure, going to really put you at a whole other level. People are probably, and it may be a little early, but people are probably curious to know, like, what do you got, you know, what do you got coming next? We got, you know, this year's kind of wrapping, and 2025, you're kind of like, at this moment right now, we have all this momentum. What's coming up for Body Bag Ben?
I see my brother Vega just jumped in here. So another thing, man, he didn't get to hear this, but if you did, bro, I meant what I said. Vega's probably one of the only dudes in the past 30 years that's made me think and feel the same way Chino did. So thank you, brother. Keep doing your shit. Keep killing it. And he just said, as long as there's lungs in his body, we're going to do another one. So be on the lookout for Kawasaki Killers 2.
Woo!
We'll get together and we'll cook that up and we'll make sure that we outdo the first one. And it's going to be incredible. So shout out to my boy, my brother Vega. Before the end of the year, I'm quite certain that I'll be able to get it done because I'm probably 95% mixing it. I'm just waiting on one more verse from Vel. My brother UFO Feeve, me and my man UFO Feeve got a full length. Super dope. We got who do we got on there? We got Vel the Wonder. Respect to her for jumping on and making it happen, because we had a track that we just kind of weren't sure which direction we wanted to take it, but her vocal tone and what she does, I think is going to really complement the song. We got Royal Flush on there, Queen's Mayor, you know, Mayor Queen. Shout out to Flush. And it's just a really dope album, bro. We got Luca. It's just really dope, man. Another one that I curated. Phoebe's a really good dude. Really humble, really just a really respectable guy. And I went all out on this one, bro. I felt like this one is going to be kind of the same way I felt when I put together the Vega project. Is the way I feel about this one. Just from top to bottom, aggressive, lot of emotion. There's a lot of everything in it. You know, there's those nice piano sounding type ones. There's just the real, just hard hitting, just thumpy, aggressive ones. There's ones to smoke to. There's ones, I don't even, man, there's ones to drive around to. It's really a dope album, bro. And I'm really proud of it. And we're calling it a 1,000-yard stare. It's going to be fire, bro. We got everything right there. So if I could get everything done, let's see, by the middle of next week, I'll be able to get it into production with vinyl, CDs, tapes in hand for the end of the year. And that'll probably be the last thing I do. Because I could really push it and try to get this other one that I'm going to do with, so me and Danielson got a full length. Yeah, so me and Danielson, another one of my dudes, man, another one of the guys I respect for just being a man, being a really dope MC. But he's just a solid person. You know what I mean? Anybody who's ever dealt with Son, they know that he's a good dude, man, and he means well. And people been asking for that one for years and years and years, man. So
because you guys got some work together earlier.
So he was on one of the first albums I basically like my I guess my official first release of the season.
Kind of like the one that's out there.
That started the fire, yeah. And I had him on 2 or 3 songs on there. Yeah, I think three total. So I was always, when I first kind of started jumping back into it, yeah, the season. Yep, appreciate that, yo. So Daniel, Son, and Ito were the first 2 that I started peeping game in like 14. And I was like, yo, these dudes are real dope, man. I'd like to work with these guys. And I wasn't really doing music, man. I was just kind of on the life shit and just working and just kind of, I mean, I had equipment and, you know, do little things here and there, whatever, but I wasn't like working like that. You know what I mean? I didn't really care. You know what I mean? I just was like, kind of, I don't know, man. Just kind of felt like I was over. I was burnt out.
Yeah.
But when I started tapping in, started really putting my ear back to the street, man. And, yeah, Ito is one of those guys too, bro. That's my brother in real life right there. So shout out to him. Shout out to Ito, man, for just he's one of the guys that I put in the same category as Vega and Chino, bro. Like this guy's really a one of one. You know what I mean? That there's not a lot of people out there that could do what he does. And you know, I know it's an acquired taste. You know, I mean, some people think, well, it's kind of like this, it's kind of like that.
He's blowing up right now. And it's real interesting to go through your discography because it's like you're talking about people that you're building with back in 18, 14, you know, album in 19. And it's like these guys' their careers are like all the way
check it
up.
out. Check it out like this.
Check it out like
check it out like this. So like Rome Streets, right? You blowing up, Griselda, the whole shit. Bro, me and Rome, dude, I would get verses from Rome for $100. You know what I mean? Like, we're cool like that. It was tight. I always told him, I was like, bro, you're one of my favorite new artists, underground artists. And I still mean it. You know what I mean? Even though we don't really talk like that, you know, I meant what I said then, and I mean it now. I think he's super talented. I hope he don't get lost in the sauce too much. You know what I mean? I hope he keeps it. I hope he keeps it right where the fucking people love him at, you know what I mean? And not try to do too much more, man, because he don't need to do too much more. He's talented. He's got the voice. He's got the look. You know what I mean? Everything's clicking. You know, I think if he just keeps pushing, yeah, unfortunately. But you know, it's just, you know, sometimes that's the way it is, man. Sometimes your eyes are bigger than your stomach, right? You're just like, you order this giant fucking plate of food and you're like, damn, I didn't even eat half of that, man. Waste the other half. So hopefully his shit doesn't end up like that, you know what I mean? And he's able to just keep it where the people love it, man. Cause he don't need to do too much more. He was doing great where he was. And I think, sometimes it's, you know, more doesn't mean better. You know what I mean? More doesn't mean better, man. I had the opportunity to really shake it up too, you know, doing songs with Snoop and shit like that. I was like, man, I could have totally just went that route, but I didn't get into music to become rich and famous, bro. Like, I really use this shit as therapy, and I use it for people who like the same shit that I like. You know what I mean? Just that raw sounding, that aggressive sounding, but still smooth, and just, you know what I mean? there's not a lot of genres of music where you could drive around and feel good, and the guy rapping about selling drugs and shooting people and shit.
I know,
you know,
I know what you mean.
you know what I mean? Like,
And
it's
I
8
also
o'clock in the
know,
morning.
like, you know, you were talking about the upcoming album with UFO Fever, and he's got like a song, and I don't remember what song or what album, but I remember the line. And he has a line where he says, "I like my rappers broke so I can hear the pain in their voice."
Yeah, man.
And there's something to that. You know, you were sharing earlier with the new Chino XL album how there's some songs in there where he really opens up. And I know that, you know, like, I grew up, my parents were divorced, my dad wasn't around. I really got like a lot of, um, I don't know what you would call it, bravado, confidence, swagger, attitude, self-belief from listening to hip hop and listening to other men, and listening to like a lot of them not going through similar situations, and like that they were okay. I looked up to them. They were successful in life in the sense that they, not necessarily because they were pushing like the best whip or they had the best bling, because they had an album. Because they were performing on a stage in front of hundreds of people or thousands of people. And that for me meant like, wow, this is, you know, these people are going through something that I've been through. And I know a lot of people say hip hop saved my life, you know, and I think that that's why it's so important for the actual Chino album to come out, because it's going to help so many people. And for, it's so dope when there's MCs that are actually hungry, and you can feel, you know, they don't let the success change them, because it's that pen and that adversity quotient that they have, that they've attained from growing up, you know, in East Los or Compton or the South Bronx or, you know, Bedford Stuyvesant, and that adversity that they were able to turn into a form of resilience and self-reliance. They're communicating that through wordplay and clever ways over dope beats, and that, you know, people, that gets into their mind, and it gives them that ability to deal with adversity in their life. I love that about hip-hop, you know?
Man, you could take a negative and spin it into a positive, for sure, bro. And I feel like hip hop saved my life, bro. Like, I lived in a gang fucking drug neighborhood, and murderers and fucking crackheads, all kinds of shit, bro. Like, it was nothing sweet about where I grew up, man. And I know if you Google Oxnard or look it up, it's like, hold on, this shit is on the beach. This is a nice little beach town.
There's a reason why they produce boxers. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Out in them streets.
Bro, it was not a fucking friendly place to grow up, man. Like, Oxnard and Colonia, where I lived at for the first part of my childhood, was fucking, bro, like, pools were getting smoked all the time. A lot of gang wars. My cousin was in a gang. He was one of the gang leaders and shit. This fool lived in my garage, you know what I mean? And sold dope, sold fucking PCP, and like, all his homies would be all fucking dusted out, like getting crazy and go shoot motherfuckers, you know what I mean? And it was wild, bro. And the only thing that kept me out of all of that was beatboxing, DJing, breakdancing, you know what I mean? Like, all the shit, man. Like, I linked up with fools that were just really into the whole hip hop lifestyle, and it resonated with me in a tremendous way, but it really helped, I think, keep me away from all that crazy shit, man. Like, it's real facts. I mean, so after we moved from Oxnard, my dad moved us to Lancaster, which is another
Lancaster is
abysmal.
no better.
Yeah, it's
That's
absolute
Sureños up there.
abysmal fucking place. And in the 90s, the early 90s, because this was like 92 to 99 when we lived there, Lancaster, the violent crime rate was actually like 700 times higher than the national average for murders, for gang activity, for all that, for meth and drugs and all that crazy shit, because all the parolees and all the motherfuckers that were on probation could get out of the city but still not violate their parole because it's still LA County.
Wow.
So we had, dude, there was all kinds of crazy shit going on out there, bro. Like, I just showed my wife this story the other day where I used to hang out with this kid every single day, bro. He was one of the homies I used to DJ with, but he had his turntables and everything. We'd go over there and fucking smoke up, scratch. But his homie. He was the homie. Yeah, we'd go and just do our thing. But his older brother was in a gang called V&E, Southsider shit, some Cholo Mexican Mafia shit.
Yeah.
And the one day I was supposed to go to his house after school, I was like, bro, my little brother's there. My mom wants me to watch him for a couple hours. I'll see you. I'll cruise over when I'm done. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, fuck that. How old's your little brother? I go, he's like 9. He's a kid. I got to go just chill. I'll be back. You know what I mean? I never let anybody pressure me, bro. Like, even back then, I didn't fall in for peer pressure. I was like, bro, chill the fuck out. I'll be over here in a couple hours. So long story short, that fucking day, I decided to not go over there. Some like 2 fools from his brother's gang who were known for being like the enforcers. Like, you knew when those fools came around, something bad was gonna happen. Someone was gonna get killed. Someone was gonna get jumped. Some shit was bad. Like, those guys were known to be like the hitters, bro. Yeah. And so they pull up with some other fools, some fucking Nazi lowrider guy. His name was Dwayne Strong, and you could check this one out too. Just Google Dwayne Strong murder Antelope Valley, and the story's insane, bro. So these fools pull up to the homie's house. The guy that he used to kick it with was also in the brothers gang, but he was into hip hop. He used to DJ with us, and he wasn't really like, you know how sometimes like
that's
people,
the neighborhood. It's the neighborhood.
Yeah, you know how it is. Like some of these kids just fall into gang shit, but they're not really about it. And unfortunately for this guy, he was one of those guys where he was a gang member, but he wasn't. You didn't look at him like that because he wasn't out there fucking shooting. He wasn't active, bro. Like, he really just stayed at the house, and he just was a really good guy, bro. And so I don't know what they thought or what happened, what the whole story was, but apparently he said something or spoke out of place to somebody at some point in time, and they killed him, bro. They pulled up to the pad. They fucking strangled him with an extension cord, killed him. Threw him in the car, drove his ass out to the desert, and fucking lit his body on fire, dog. Straight like that. And that was the day I was supposed to be there. So you think those motherfuckers would have did the same shit to me to be like, yo, no witnesses. Yeah. And the only reason why my homie, they didn't kill him is because his older brother was like, quote unquote, one of the leaders. Wow. And they used to kick it at the house all the time. That's the only reason why I believe that my homie Gadget didn't get murdered. Wow. Is because his brother was quote unquote one of the fucking OGs. Yeah. They killed me for sure. Like the white boy that showed up with the other guys, yeah. He actually knocked my older brother out one time at a party on accident because he was with someone that they were gonna go jump. And my older brother just so happened to be standing there with the guy, and they beat him up. And I'm just like, yeah, bro. So you never know, man. Like, you never know what kind of twists and turns life could throw at you, man. But yeah. I feel like hip hop has always been one of those things that kept me out of danger, bro. Yes. And just listening to myself too, like not falling into pressure of like just people telling you to do something that you don't want to do. And you got to be headstrong, bro. And I think, again, that's the 10,000 foot view that I apply to everything that I do in my life, bro. Whether it's music, yeah, family, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I remember shit like that. So that's the shit I come from. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you know, that's just one story, bro. Fuck, we could stay on here another
Right,
4 hours.
right.
Stay on here for another 4 hours, and I could tell you all kinds of shit, man. So I just, again, bro, I'm very thankful to be alive, and I'm very thankful to be able to have this gift that has been given to me, bro. And I want to share it, and I want to share it with people that are humble, that are just gracious, man. You know, I don't want to waste my time with people who are just fucking dicks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's pretty
It
much what
shouldn't
it
feel
is.
bad. It shouldn't feel bad when you're doing it.
No, exactly. And I felt bad after a couple things. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, I wish I didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
For sure. For sure.
but yeah, I've been very privileged, man. I've worked with Snoop. I've worked with fucking Canibus, Chino XL. Rest in peace, my brother. MOP, Lupe Fiasco, Talib Kweli, Crooked Eye, Killer Priests. Shit, man. All kinds of fools, man. Planet Asia. I mean, there's long list. And then the underground, of course, pretty much everybody, bro. You know, Ito, Danielson, Rome, Riggs, Jay Cyanide, Jay Royale. I mean, you name it, man. You name them, I probably have worked with them. Fast Life, that's another good dude right there. Love that guy. Manhattan, working with Feeve. Shit, I don't even know, bro. There's so many. I honestly, I just lost count, dog.
No, it's an impressive catalog of work that you've put together. And you know, we opened up talking about, I think, what the whole hip hop world is interested in and excited about, which is the new Chino XL album, and such a special moment in your career and having produced this final album, Darkness and Other Colors.
Yeah.
Then we talked about, you know, what you got coming up, and you've got an album with UFO Feed that's ready.
Yeah.
That, you know, and you've got more things that you shared.
Yeah.
You know, the upcoming album with Daniel's son.
Yeah. My homie Maze Overlay.
Woo!
Yeah. Shout out to the homie Coach. I saw him up on here earlier.
Yeah.
So I think with Maze, what we're gonna try to do is, I think we're gonna try to do like 2 or 3, like boom, 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 back to back, like a trilogy type thing. Because that dude's got crazy work ethic, man. Like I sent him like a pack of 10, and he already sent 7 back. I'm like, oh shit, this dude's really like this. I'm like, all right. So I gotta try to keep up with
They've got different artists have different.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, okay,
outputs.
all right. This dude's he's really like that. I'm like, all right, because he said it. I was like, all right, let's see. But he really did it. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Such a dope voice.
Yeah, he's dope, man. And the stuff that he sent back, again, real personal. Like he's taking it there, bro. So I think, you know, I don't want to air out his shit. You know, if you ever get a chance to interview him, you know, after the record's done or prior to whatever, you know what I mean? Like he'll probably speak on it, man, because everyone's going through it right now, bro. Like I feel like everybody's going through it. And yeah, look at Vegas say he's about to put out his 14th album of the year. It's crazy. It's yeah, this guy works a lot, bro. And he's mad humble. You know, he got the persona that he comes off, maybe that he's not a approachable kind of guy, because you know the tattoos and the grill and this and that, whatever. But he's good. He's dope, man. He's a really humble guy, family guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, you know, I think this album, it's just, I don't know what it is sometimes, man. Like I get used as a vessel, bro. Yeah. And people really want to just put their most personable work out there. And I told him that I'm honored to be able to have shared that with him, that experience with him, because that's what music's about sometimes, bro. Like, you know, you got to break away from the norm, the cookie cutter shit, and really just like, sometimes you got to let your hair down, man, and you got to let people in and let them know you're vulnerable. And that shit relates with people so much more than that tough guy shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you know, you want to be able to expand your audience. You don't want to just pigeonhole yourself to this, you know what I mean? Because, you know, you'll burn yourself out, man, and it just will never really, it never go as far as you intended it to. So I think with what he's doing, with what I've heard so far, we're on the right path. So we got that one with Maze. I already said Danielson. I said Feeve. I got one with Fast Life. I got another one with I got one with Jay Royale. We finally clicked up, and we're finally gonna do one. I'm actually
is it
working
the
on
album? Is it an album with
yeah,
your rap?
like 14 songs. And I'm actually doing like an R&B record with my boy Kobe Honeycutt. So if you guys have never heard of
Nah,
Kobe,
yeah,
he's with Aftermath. He's sang on Dr. Dre records, 50 Cent records, Eminem records. Like, this guy is a Grammy Award winning R&B singer, and
yeah.
super dope. And I've already got him on a couple of my records. He's actually on Vulgar Display 2. He's on Heist the Crown. He's on the song with me with Snoop and Planet Asia. He's super dope, man. And we have this unbelievable song, man, with him.
Is the production, because you've got this signature sound,
It's
right?
it,
And it really
it's like,
thumps.
imagine me taking my sound, right? That
Yeah,
thumpiness, that thickness, and still managing to keep that with a smooth R&B like undertone. I don't know how I managed to do it, man, but I did it.
that's dope.
And it's dope. It sounds. I'll send you one of the cuts off that too, and you can make up your own
So
mind.
dope.
But it's really fire, bro. Like, and it really helps me kind of start thinking outside the box a little bit, because, I did a song recently with my homegirl Reverie, and I had to kind of reconfigure my thought there,
But
because
Reverie could spit with the best of them.
that's what I'm saying. She could get on that raspy, she could really bring it too. But I wanted to do something where she could kind of just not have to be raspy. She could just be herself and just flow and just let it. And she really loved the song. I thought the song came out really good. It's called Fire Eater. And it did good numbers, man. We put it out. There's like 100,000 views on the video she dropped. Probably mainly because she's in a little fucking sparkly bra.
Probably mainly because she's beautiful, right?
Yeah,
she's such a talented.
No, she's
MC.
dope, man. And she's a really good person too. And she's a grinder, bro. Like, every time I turn around, she's in Europe on a tour. I'm doing that. She works her ass off, man. So, I did that one. Let's see what else I got. I know there's more. I just can't fucking think of it right now. I got a whole list of people that I want to work with, that I'm gotta catch up with, man. And this year's just been crazy, man.
You just mentioned like a who's who of what you've done and what you've got coming.
Yeah, man.
Can you share with us a little bit of maybe people you haven't had a chance to work with, but that you'd like to work with, that maybe it's kind of in the works, or like.
So Noah the Flood is another one. Yep. We've been talking about it for years, man. I've just been lazy, man. I gotta carve out the time to make it happen with him, because he's another unique sound.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to approach that too with a different type of approach. Willie the Kid, me and Willie are gonna try to do something. We got to figure out the business side of it first, and make sure that it makes sense for everybody. Same thing with Pounds. Me and Pounds, we got to figure out what makes the most sense for both of us. For me, I'm at a point in my life where it can't just be take. There has to be a little give and take on both sides, bro. I mean, I'm not just gonna be the one shelling out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that no more. Let's see what else. Shit, man. I know I had this shit all written down somewhere too. Let's see. Me and Sauce Heist, we're gonna try to do something. Sauce, he works on his own time. You know what I mean? Like, he does what he does, and I know he got a lot of shit going on too in his own personal life and stuff like that. So he's another guy that I would really like to eventually do something with. And we tried, and it just kind of fell apart. But I think when the timing's right, we're gonna try to come back again and really knock something out. I think me and him can make something dope. Of course, me and my brother Cool G Rap, we did like 7 or 8 songs. We ended up selling the shit to Rock Nation, and they're gonna do something with it. But he wants to do something that's just me and him.
Yeah, so, like an album, like to put together like an album.
Yeah, so we did like I said, like 4, 5, 6 songs. I can't remember how many we did. But yeah, the Rock Nation wanted him to do another record. So in order for him to do that record, they had to buy mine. It's just like a whole
the business
bullshit. So, but I think they're going to use some of those songs, so they're not just going to die. And if they don't use them, then we'll take them back and use them on our record. Let's see, me and Chubbs. So the homie Chubbs, man, he's real dope. He's a fucking dope guy. We're actually gonna repurpose the Burly Baby EP that we did, and add like 4 or 5 more songs. So basically be like Burly Baby EP on steroids type shit.
Big Burly Baby.
Yeah. More Burl.
Yeah.
And let's see, I'm looking at my screen here. I know I go, me and Milano Constantine. So I'm gonna tell you what, man. I know we're probably running short on time here, but that's a guy right there, bro. Man, I genuinely love that guy. Like, that dude is like, to me, he's like Chino, bro. Like, I put him in that category as well.
Wow.
Just unbelievable, amazing, talented artist, but just a solid guy, man. Like, you know, I've been going through some little shit, you know, recently, and you know, he's been calling me up every day, just checking on me, making sure I'm good. Yeah. And that's the kind of shit right there, bro, that resonates with me. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, this guy's like really, like, he's like the homie for real. Yeah, not just some dude I deal with on the internet or whatever. This guy's like a real dude, man. So
y'all just dropped the single, right?
Yeah. We did the one with J Royale called Kevorkian List, which is an absolute crazy song. It's funny because that song originally was going to be on Darkness and Other Colors. Yeah. So Chino was gonna be Milano, Chino, and I was gonna have that same verse on there with those two guys.
Wow.
And I was like, bro, I'm gonna get obliterated, but I don't care. I'm still gonna be able to say I rapped with Chino and Milano. Like, who does that? I didn't shy away. I didn't cower away from the challenge. And for some reason, one way or another, I guess Chino just didn't get to it, or I don't know. He never said that he didn't like it. He really liked the song. So what I did is I took it back, and then me and Milano were going to use it for the this other record that we're building. Yeah. And then he was like, well, you know, do whatever you want to do with it. So I was like, all right, I tried to find a home for it. So I gave it to Etho, and it was going to be on Integrity 2. And then Etho just didn't do it. He couldn't get it, couldn't find it, you know, because it's a fast song, and it's like, bro, I mean, you heard it. We both spit like, everyone spit like 100 bars, dude. It was like crazy. And then so he passed, and then I gave it to Daniel's son to do on the one that we're doing. And again, we just couldn't find it, or something happened there. And then so me and Jay Royale started talking again and started figuring out what we were going to do. I showed him that, and he was like, bro, no, I got to do this. And I'm glad he did, because
killed it
again. Yeah, he killed it. Yeah, he did his thing, bro. It sounds really dope. He was really excited about it. And, you know, that's the history of that song, man.
It's amazing because it's going through like franchise players. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, every person is like
Chino, Etho, Danielson, yeah. And then it landed on J Royale, and he made it happen, bro. You know, he took a swing at it and fucking knocked it out the park. Yeah, you know, so I commend him for that, bro, because it's I'm not saying that, for me personally, I'm not saying that my verse was super crazy, although I thought it was pretty good. Milano, that fucking verse that Milano did, sheesh, that shit was like, and you know the funniest part about that song is like 2 years old.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's amazing. So we recorded those verses 2 fucking years ago, and yeah, it's just like, bro, I thought that track was never going to see the light of day, which would have been a fucking absolute tragedy. But I'm glad J Royale stepped in and did it, made it happen. So, peace to M80. Let's see, the Lemmy. Was that a Motorhead? But yeah, man, yeah. So, you know, sometimes it goes like that. See, much love to my brother Milano, man. And so man, we're like connected. It's weird, you know what I mean? I just was big it up in my brother, man. I love you, bro. And I mean that for real. Anything you need, bro, I got you. But yeah, it's been fun, dude. You know, this whole thing it's been a fun ride, and I think I still got a lot more to give. You know, there's been times where I was just like, ugh, you know, do I want to keep doing this shit? But I do, you know what I mean? Like, I still feel passionate about it. I still feel like my best is yet to come. which is crazy because I'm 40, and it's like I still feel like I got a lot more to give. Rapping wise, I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably got, outside the Danielson album, because I'm rhyming on every song on that one. That's just the way he wanted it. So
Wow.
it's me and him rapping back to back, like how me and Ito did on the Integrity album. I produced the whole thing, of course, and whatever else. And that record too, I think, is probably some of my best shit outside of the one I did with J.R. Swift. I just had so much fun on that one. You know, the Pantheon
Well,
one.
he's such a dope producer
He's
too.
a
So you got to sit
he made it
back.
real. He made it real easy, bro. Like he made it real easy. The beats were just incredible, and you know, just there was really no concept. I know we called it the Pantheon, and there was some thought behind that. Of course, it wasn't just a name that we put together. But I just felt like it was so easy for me to just catch the pockets. You know what I mean? And just be able to really just splash, bro. I wrote all that shit and I recorded it all in like 2 weeks.
Wow.
And it didn't take me that much time.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I record my own shit and I mix it all and everything like that. So, but yeah, and that was fun, man. That one was really fun. And of course, the Vulgar display ones, I put a little more pressure on myself because it's like, this is all me,
Yeah.
you know, so everything has to be perfect. And I'm going to need, I'm going to do one more to close out the trilogy. And I'm gonna make sure it's super fire. I'm gonna try to do like 16 songs or some shit like that. And that might be probably the last one that I like rap on, quote unquote. So that might be the last one I ever do. I might pop up, you know, do a verse here, do a verse there. You know, just do it like that. But as far as like fully curated albums where I'm rhyming on every single one, I'm probably not gonna be doing that too much more.
Well, and you're so in demand as a producer, right? Like you're working with, I mean, you just went through who's who of hip hop. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be.
And I got a list somewhere too. I can't remember everybody, bro. There's literally like 17 things that I got that I want to accomplish, and these guys are all really dope, man. There's guys that are up and coming. There's guys that are, you know, still that are established. And then there's guys that I personally like that I want to work with that maybe are not quote unquote the who's who or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like these are just people that I think are dope, that I think we could put something really good together. And sometimes it needs to be like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't always happen. And Michael, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, you got to switch it up sometimes, bro. And you got to pass the ball and let someone take their shots and get their shine and get their credit. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of really talented people out there that I want to help showcase. And if I could use my platform, you know, even as small as it is, to help that, and something incredible comes out of it and we build a really dope product out of it, then that's what this is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm here for. I want to put out really dope shit with really dope people, and it doesn't have to be a marquee name. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, but that's what's up, man. That's what I got going, brother. You heard it first.
Body bag, man. My brother, it's been an honor to have you on the show. We talked about the new Chino XL album dropping everywhere in the coming weeks through a link that they had put down here. I put a link in my stories also for where people could pre-order that. What a special moment in hip hop and in your career. But we also talked about your amazing discography, which people could go and listen to right on, you know, Spotify, all of the years of work you've been doing.
Anybody who hasn't tapped in, man, and who are just kind of catching on, go anywhere. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever you listen to music, it's there. And you know, hopefully you guys can hear the progression, because we work hard at it, man. You know, we really try to push it and push the boundary and just get better and better and better. So, you know, like I said, the best is yet to come, man. We got a lot more work to do.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the shit that I got coming up. I think people are really going to hear it and go, damn, this is probably some of the best work yet. And that's besides the Chino album. You know what I mean? Like that shit, blood, sweat, and tears went into that one, literally. And I feel the same way about the Feeve album, the Danielson album. These are albums that I worked tremendously hard on. All have been over a year in the making.
Wow.
So yeah, we work really, really hard on these, and you guys, you'll hear it. You'll hear it. There's going to be no shortage of fucking. There's going to be
fire.
No dull moments, bro.
Flame
Yeah, we didn't waste.
thrower.
We didn't waste any tape, man. We gave it all that we got, man. It's proud. We're proud of them.
That's dope, my bro. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
yeah, it's about time, man. It's about time, you know.
yeah. It's you know, it's the right time. Right now,
course,
it's perfect.
Man.
Right
Always.
now, it's perfect.
I believe in that. I believe in that. Timing's everything, bro. So thank you so much.
And we'll run it back. We'll run it back in the future.
Oh, for sure, man. I'm here, man. Just let me know. And I'll after we're done, shoot me your email, and I'll send you some shit, and you can check it out and let me know what you think.
I really appreciate that, my bro. Thank you so much. We'll keep building, my brother.
Absolutely, man. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace.